Hello peeps, I'm back in the ambulance. Just thought I'd show you, I've actually done some work on it. First thing I've actually fitted to it, ever. I'm not sure if you can see, but this is the light over here, running along the roof. Can I zoom you out a bit? Oh yeah, indeed I can, not a lot. That's the light running along the roof. This is at the moment running on full voltage. I just tested it, they run at about 50 volts. So they're really going to lick the battery down. And here's the light with, the cover removed. There you can see the end plate, the ballasts, first tube, second tube, second ballast. Now I think you can see, I'm not 100% sure, but in there I've fitted an LED strip. Got the wires coming out of this end. There's the LED strip. Oh, this is making you feel a bit sick. It's making me feel a bit sick as well, actually, trying to keep doing this. It runs all the way along next to the tubes, all the way along, and actually runs further than the tubes, so it should give out a, well, I'm hoping a more even spread of light. Goes right to the end where I've chopped it off there. It's on the end plate. Now it's on that aluminium strip you can see there, so I'm hoping that will give it a bit of a heat sink to let it keep cool. I'm hoping they're going to stay stuck, and the intention is to have one strip either side, and they will run off of the leisure batteries, so that not only can I turn this light strip on, I can which runs from the Phoenix system, i.e. the batteries outside, but this strip here will be running at a slightly lower lighting level than those strips, because they're okay. I mean they're nice and bright, they light the van up lovely, but I don't need them for camping. I might need them for when I'm loading the van up or if I'm using it as a workshop. It's quite bright in here with both of them on. Let's turn the other one on. As you can see, it's, well, you can't see because the camera just adjusts itself, but it's very bright in here. In fact, it's a nice light because it's fluorescent as opposed to LED. These LEDs are supposed to be warm white as opposed to that the really harsh blue white, which does my eyes in. Actually gives me a headache. That could be because I need a new pair of glasses, but we're not sure on that fact yet. But as you can see, they're very bright. They light the whole van up. It's great when I want to use it as a workshop. When I'm in here camping, sitting, bit of mood lighting, I don't need it that bright, which is why I fitted, let's turn that one off again, those LEDs up there, which as you can see run along beside the fluorescence the entire length of the van. Now I haven't powered them up yet because I haven't brought any cable with me too. I'm just fitting them, but I just thought I'd give this little bit of work I've done, because DVA still haven't come back to me with my paperwork. 2 months. I don't even know if they've got it, whether it got lost in the post or not, but anyway, enough of that. I'm going to start rambling on and I'll start getting angry and spitting feathers. So, next up is to fit the second strip of LED lights. If they're too bright with both of them on, I will simply fit 2 switches, just like I've got bright and dim in here. Now, I know I've just complained that the lights are too bright, and I don't want them because they're going to be too bright, and I can dim them. But as I say, they run at 50 volts, which means they've got their own ballast, basically their own inverter inside them, and it's just going to kill the 12 volt system. So I'll run these little LED strips. They'll run at a much lower voltage and probably give out just as much light, if not more. I'm not sure. I'll find out in a minute. I'll get back to you soon and I'll let you know how they turn out. Right, there we go. Peeps. That's the normal lighting. This is one strip of LEDs. Nice warm yellow light, just how I like it, and it actually lights up really well. I'm quite surprised. That is literally just the one strip of LEDs. As you can see, just the one strip of LEDs. You can see the difference between the lights. Straight as a crooked arrow. But once the diffuser's on, hopefully that won't notice, because otherwise it will drive me around the twist. As you can see, one strip of LEDs in warm white, almost yellow actually, which gives it more of an incandescent bulb effect, which is what I was after. It's much more of a dim solution, held together with the second dodgiest wiring hookup you've ever seen, well, that I've ever seen, because the first hookiest one was the one I didn't film, which was even worse than this. Fortunately, I discovered that my test meter had some spare leads. Instead of using the probes, my test meter had a spare set of leads that's got crocodile clips that I can clamp to this 12 volt whatever connections they are. They're like a screw terminal. So I've got the crocodile clips clamped onto that, running up to the ceiling, masking tape to the side to take the stress off of the wires because it's starting to pull the tape off already, as you can see. So I'm going to have to put a blob of super glue or some I've got some heavy duty glue gun sticks that I'll use. Thank heavens for these screw on 12 volt terminals. I can test anything in the back of the van. It's lovely. And as you can see, if you look down, that's the difference. Actually the LEDs are less starker than the tubes, but then the tubes haven't got the diffuser on. So in a minute I'm going to wire up the second lot of LEDs and we'll see how they look, and I'll get back to you in a sec. Bye peeps. Right, finally got both of them wired up. Not the easiest thing in the world because the wires that come out of them are literally like half a hair thick. They're aluminium, not copper, so when you twist them together they spring back open again and they won't stay twisted. Just taken me 10 minutes. This was supposed to be lash up number 2 and a lot better because I used gaffer tape, but I spent so long and swearing so much I've got a headache now. Anyway, this is the difference in lighting. Let's shut the cupboard down. This is both strips, which is, to be perfectly honest, bright enough to light the whole van. I think it's going to be too bright. I don't think I need 2 strips either side because they give out sort of, let's say, it's just a little bit yellower. It's adequate but not overly bright. Personally, I think I'm going to independently switch these LED lights so I can have 1 on for dim, 2 on for bright. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's check the difference between the fluorescents by themselves. Fluorescent, actually, yeah. It's so difficult to tell, especially on the camera. The LEDs are actually brighter than the fluorescents, but they're yellower. I don't think I need both strips up there personally. I think 1 would do. This is only supposed to be for like low wattage lighting for inside the van. I think fitting the inside strip was a waste. I think I'd get away with just fitting 1 strip to each fluorescent tube. I think 2 is going to be overkill. I've still got a little strip left of offcut. I've left the plug on it so I can use these for lighting up underneath cupboards. There's 12 inches left there. I can use that for lighting underneath cupboards, maybe for over here for lighting up for the cooker, or maybe putting inside cupboards. I could put them inside cupboards. I don't know. It's difficult to tell. I'm sure the camera doesn't really show it. Fluorescent, LED. LED and fluorescent. It's definitely a much yellower light. The idea is I'm trying to get dimmer lighting. I don't need it to be this bright because the walls are white. Mind you, saying that, the walls won't always be white. I'm probably going to colour at least a couple of the walls. I'm going to have 1 feature wall, definitely, probably this one, which will have wallpaper of some sort, or I'll paint it a different colour. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to have to go back and review the footage and sit down and have a good think about this. But at the moment I'm thinking 2 strips are too bright and I could get away with just 1 each side. They're only $3.99, so I haven't exactly wasted a lot of money, and the other strips I can cut up and resolder on because they've got pads every every 3 lights, because the LED lights run at 4 volts, so every 3 lights you've got a pad to solder onto, which is your 12 volt source. I don't know. I think I'm not going to be using 2 strips. So I've probably just wasted one of these strips, or if I do have 2 strips, I mean, but you've got to remember, I'm going to have another. I'm going to have another strip on the other side. This is just them 2 LED strips now, lighting up the van, and it's bright enough to cook and eat and do anything I want in here at the moment, with just one side. And I'm going to have another 2 on that side. It's a bit shadowy over that side. You know, nothing drastic. I don't know. I'm going to have to sit down and have a think about this. Let me know in the comments what you think, all 2 of you that comment. I don't know. I might have to get the wife out to have a look, or maybe me mate Barry. He's a bit of a motorhome expert. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the diffuser back on and have another look, see what I think from the door a bit further away. Back to you in a bit, peeps. Alright then, peeps. Here we are. That's it, with 2 lots of fluorescence in it. 2 lots of LEDs rather. That's it with the tubes on. The tubes definitely look brighter, but they're just a brighter white. I'm not sure they are any brighter. I mean, it's definitely bright enough. 2 of those in the van would be the same as using the fluorescent tubes, just slightly warmer white. I don't think that's come out too bad actually. It looks quite nice, and you can't see the wavy lines of the LEDs with the diffuser on. So that's nice. As you can see on the covers there, the difference. That warm white just brings the tone down enough so as to not be quite so stark. I mean, I'm not going to have to use lighting under the cupboards. Definitely not. Simply because it's lit up enough from up there. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm still not sure on using... Yeah, I think I'll stick with the 2 strips either side. I mean, if they turn out... Oh, I've just turned them off now. I've just pulled the wires out. If they turn out to be too bright, simply all I'll do is I'll switch them independently. Just checking to see if the wires are getting hot. I don't know. They're not going to be on for long anyway. They're only on for when I'm cooking and bits and pieces like that. I mean, let's take my dodgy wiring down. Take off the dodgy clips, screw these back up so that I don't accidentally short anything out. Hide any trace of dodgy wiring. Nobody watches these videos anyway, so nobody will ever know. Well, apart from maybe the wife and kids, they're the only ones that watch it. Oh dear, I don't know. I quite like it anyway. It's as good as the fluorescence with a much less power consumption. Possibly too good for what I wanted, but as I say, at a later date I can quite simply keep them as 2 circuits and just switch on 1 for a little bit of mood lighting and 2 for a decent bit of lighting when I'm cooking. Anyway, that's it for today, I think. As you can see, the van's starting to look a bit of a mess. It actually looks like there's work being carried out in here. I even used green gaffer tape, 3M, it's anything that sticks to the bleeding roof. So, put that back in the glue cupboard, which is basically a cupboard full of, well, gaffer tape really. Gotta have gaffer tape, gotta have some glue. I've even got some magnetic tape for holding doors shut. See how that goes. See, those little strips can go up in here. Well, I need a bit of lighting in there. They can go on a separate switch. They're only short. They're not going to be as long as those. They're going to be way too bright for inside the cupboard, but they're free and they're offcuts, so why not use them? Anyway, I think that's going to be today's short little video that turned into a long little video. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Certainly pleased how they look inside the diffuser anyway. Maybe look too good, but at least they don't have dead spots at the end like this one does, where the ballast is, and not a dead spot in there. That's probably why they look so bright actually, because there's no dead spots. This has got a dead spot there for the ballast. I'm sure you can see that. So let's turn the light on behind. See? Dead spot where the ballast is, tube, dead spot where the There's just a gap there. Tube, dead spot for the ballast. This side's no different. Ballast, tube, smaller gap, tube, ballast. Really, looking at it now, what I will probably do is just take out the bloody tubes. They don't seem to serve a purpose when those LEDs are so good. But then I want to keep the damn Phoenix system. And the only thing the Phoenix system is actually going to control will be, well, nothing, because the extractors are coming off of it. In fact, I'll probably unplug this Phoenix control panel. I don't need to turn the heater on from in here, because if you remember my last video, I'll be using that two-way switch to switch the power supply. So yeah, the fans, they're going to be coming off and going on to a separate control, so I can use them without the Phoenix system on. I could simply get rid of all the ballasts and the lights, and then I can use the wiring for the lights to run the LEDs, and just take the wiring down to switches. We'll see. It's all in the planning stage. I've got sick and tired of waiting for DVLA, so I've decided to come out to the van, which is why it's running. You can probably hear that rattling in the background. It's my to-do roof rack rattling away down there. Anyway peeps, that's it. Definitely going now because the battery's running low. I'll catch you later. Bye peeps.